Okay, so we're live. Hi and welcome all. So here we go. It's yeah, it's raid time, believe it or not. So yeah, Ray of Destruction. This one, as you can see there, it's unusual because it's the start of the month, which I think they're going to carry on now. I think that's going to way it's working out. I think we're going to have the raids from this point forward on the first week of each month, and then I think after that, I think then the 2 weeks gap, and then they're going to have the bounty, so which will be the third week of each month. So I think that's going to be the new format. It's really condensed things for us this time. And like I said on our live show several times, on the TSC live shows, we've had now 3 events in one paycheck month, really, which is a bit interesting. So even for me, I'm finding the pinch. So I'm going to try and do this one as cheaply as possible. But anyway, let's see what we can do. And let's have a look at these new targets with what we've got in the game. We'll have a little look. Right, okay, so games up. I've not literally gone out with anything at the moment. I'm just probably going to go out and peek first, see what's available. Clearly I've got a peek, obviously, with these ships. I'm not even sure what crews I've got. There's some decent ones there. I've but a couple of grease monkeys, but I'll save those for the weekend because I just want to have a look. We could always mess around and chuck I seem to roll a lot of these demo squads. I don't know how. But we could chuck a couple of those on. Those aren't going to help me at all. None of that stuff's really going to... Oh, there's a steelhead. I could pop that on, I suppose. That'll help. Gives a little bit of boost, as we know. And yes, it does also, assist a little bit on the corrosive side as well. So yeah, that's not going to help me either. And obviously, there's nothing to worry about on those. So that's a waste of time. Just before we pop out on the water, let's have a quick look at the flowchart and just make sure what this new rack system would look like. So there we go. This is really, really basic, isn't it? So you're either going to get the left side or the right side. My question was, is there a lock? It doesn't seem to be any lock store, which is nice. So it's A or B. It couldn't be more obvious than that, could it, to be honest? And then obviously we've got the tick at the top, which we're sort of used to. Garrison, assault and siege and all that sort of stuff. Generalist, I don't really go in that area if I can help it. And then that's top prizes back together. The more prizes, I don't know if they've added any extra, but we did ask it caustic canisters and a few other things as well. So I mean, we'll look at that and then we'll talk of it. They put that to 15. Please note that obviously when the Kickstarter did the original release about the raid brief, they actually showed this item here at R15. I'm at R15 because obviously it goes into the same ranking group if you do the retrofit. But they actually now put it back onto their page at R0. But that is the stats for R15, just so you're aware, because it goes into the same group as what's already in the retrofit lab. Right, okay, so it looks really, really simple, to be honest. I actually prefer it. You can't really go wrong. Yeah, we still need 2 ships if you want to go really, really as cheap as possible, but then again, you're investing early to go cheaper, but then we haven't seen the targets either, so God only knows. I'm going to go for the grind, okay, I'll tell you now, I'm going Razoertail, because ultimately, I know I can do it on the BP app if I have to, because it's designed to go in and be a bruiser hull. And my goal then, what I want to do is I want to be able to auto, if I choose to go that way, if I need to choose anyway on the app, the target that's designed for the Razoertail, and then I'll drive the other one when I'm at home, sort of stuff. So stack up a load, and then we'll see how it goes. Let's just have a look out on the water because Carl's just said that he's not got any targets. Hello, buddy. You're right next to me. That's quite funny. No, there isn't nothing yet, to be honest. Why is that then? Shall we refresh the game and have a little look and find why? Don't see nothing as yet. It should have started. Obviously, we got the things out. Yeah, it says it's up and running, and we're sort of a few minutes in. How strange. Well, that's life for you, isn't it? Okay, what we'll do is we'll have a pause. We'll refresh and see if that covers it. Hang on. And for those that know me well, you will already notice that I'm pretty skint when it comes to coins, because, like I said, a busy month, and I did a little bounty, a bit of the last raid, and a bit of this raid, but I'm not pushing the boat out. I will get the bare minimum. And as Ren said, it's 60 for the. Basically, it's 100 million to get everything. But at 10 million a pop for each set, even if I just manage to get 1 to to 2 sets a day and then just fix. I can hopefully get away to do this in slow time, and with a bit of luck, if I don't drive bad, then it won't cost me anything. Or I hope that's the case. Right, so we've got a slightly different screen that's popped up. If you can see this one here. Oh yeah, so that's the skins. Okay, so there we go. The top 20 players, so the most event points in the Ray of Destruction will earn the skin for the Bat-Ray and the Razoertail. Now you earn both, by the way. Okay, you'll get those within 48 hours of the event ending. If you are in that top 20 bracket, I certainly will not be. I have no intention of doing it. Okay, it is just a skin. Great for the person that gets it, and I'd like to see a video of them when they've done it, but it doesn't interest me, and it's not going to encourage me to go forward and spend a fortune. But if you're one of those sort of people that helps out your alliances, you know, or you just really want to be at the top, then I like the idea. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I have no sort of like, you know, affliction left or right of art to say it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. It's just a thing to encourage somebody. The same as the medals table. If you want to go and get medals, get them. Then I'm not really overly bothered, to be honest. Come on, have we got any targets? Let's have a look. That looks like we have got some stuff out now. Good, excellent. Okay, let's just press L. Let's just look at event, tier 8, and there we are, 12s and 14s. Good, so we're good to start. I'm in a pretty dead sector. The only reason I tend to go to a dead sector with a few of my alliance and that sort of stuff, and then we spread out, is obviously more targets pop up. So if you're all condensed in that sort of stuff, there doesn't seem enough room, especially if you've got like 3 or 4 bases together, and particularly if you want to go for the next set down, you know, tier 7 stuff, there's not enough, you know, because your own base should identically sort of like identify to the level, and ideally then produce its own set of targets. If you're all crammed in, there's not enough room on the map to get them out. So here we go, cold turkey straight into the top level target. This is probably not a good idea, but we'll do it anyway. Easiest raid ever, no targets. Hey Cannon, how you doing? You're right. Oh dear. Right, okay. Is there anything around me? There's a 114 there, isn't there? There's another 114 there as well. Okay, what else does it say about 112s? How far away is the 112s? Over there. There's a 112 and a 114 together, so there we go. Now, you may have noticed then, I moved my Manti fleet obviously into set 1. Then again, it shows up nicely on the world map, obviously, if you want to dip in and obviously do any fixing, that sort of stuff, you know. But what I do like is then when you're expanding, obviously, your fleet view, it'll be in the very first slot. You haven't got to go scrolling down trying to find the darn thing. Just a small thing, you know, so if you want to relaunch it and that sort of stuff, then, you know, it just makes life a little bit easier. It's in the right place. I can't stand this scrolling down business. And not only that, I can close that down, and it's easy to find when I open it back again. Anyway, let's have a little view, shall we? See what we get. Obviously, I'm in Alpha World. You know, we've just started and that sort of stuff. I make a point of trying to be in Alpha World now, so we can show everybody what we've got and what's available. Right, let's zoom out and let's see. Let's close that rubbish down. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 sets looking at the bottom indicator there. Let me just hold my ships back so nothing... Okay, for those that don't know, I'm sure you probably do, but obviously you can put your mouse down the bottom right hand corner and then just move the box around, it moves the screen. It makes life a bit easier. So we've got what? Drac carriers, 1, 2... Ooh, there's a couple, there's one hidden at the top all by itself, look up here. That's interesting. A lot more buildings this time to kill off as well. Timer's 15 minutes, looking at it. Wow, a lot of the Proto Series stuff, so got an awful lot more things to annoy us this time. So for me, what I normally do is try to trigger them in bunches and then get them to bunch up and then splat them with the scatter guns. That's what I tend to try and do. I wonder if it's paying to go. I mean, I don't know any pathing yet and that sort of stuff. I'm not really sure which way to go. Whether I go up here and trigger these, does that make these trigger? We can try that first, and we can exit the target. So as long as they don't actually hit us, let's go and have a look and see what happens when we go this way. Obviously, avoiding this horrendous yellow stuff, which actually makes a right messy of ships, doesn't it? I've not changed my fleet at all. No different to last month. I've done nothing different. There we go. So they've triggered. And that's nice, because none of those are the Proto Series, so every single one of those I can kill off. However, look, here we go. straight away we've got obviously one of the track carriers. So if we just zoom in quickly, we should be able to just go up there and take all the firepower from that one, and it shouldn't do anything to us. Yeah, so we can kill that one, that's fine. And the same for this one. Yeah, there's no damage there whatsoever, he says. Managing to knock all those out. Bear in mind I've only got, oh, there's a bit of damage actually on number 5. Yeah, there is a bit of damage. Okay, so we've got 2 ships now, so like I said, I've stacked them up. Oh yeah, there was a little pellet that came out then, so that's probably what's causing the damage. Interesting. Okay, so where's that Drak ammo carrier going? It's coming down. That's quite handy. Slow, but quite handy. Suppose we could always go and knock out these turrets. Be careful with the scattergun, because it does make a bit of a mess sometimes if you aren't careful. Should be able to ignore the executioners, hopefully. Good. So we can hopefully get up into there. So there's that ship fleet coming in now. So if I can get this ammo carrier, at least disable it for weapons. Okay, he's done. Watch the ice fields. Oh, I hate those ice fields. And there they are, they're stacking now, so let's go and wipe some of them out. 2 shot. I wish I could do it in 2 shots, but I can't. Okay, so this one's sitting in behind this one. It's not quite close enough, but normally if I get a reasonable distance away, I can take them out together. No. Okay. Not too bad on the damage at the top there. And I'm left with just 2 sets now. Now we can go up and mop up this stuff first, I suppose. I think those people that have got the missile mantis will probably quite like this. They can probably clean this up, trigger them running behind and probably then sit in the buildings so they can kite. Quite like that idea. There's definitely an area for it. That's quite easy to do. The other thing I like as well is obviously, you know, I'm not sure what it's going to be like on auto doing that with that mist in the middle then. Well, how am I going to kill this thing? Come on, where do I click? There, is it there? Normally you have to kill this big ship, don't you? Just press S and see where it takes us to. Yeah, it is. So I can't get past that wall. It's not going to let me sail over it. I thought it was a bluff wall, but it's not. So I've got to go round. No, taking it going round then is going to trigger those ships. But like I said, for guys with the missiles, that's a brilliant place to go and hide, isn't it? You can trigger both sets, go up there, run behind, and hopefully with a bit of luck you'll be able to do some kiting. Even if you can't run that far, you might be able to get behind that island there. So I think for me it'd probably be wise to trigger the bottom set, but it's not the end of the world. Here we go, they're coming. Literally, I mean, we're taking our time and it's only a few minutes in, but let's just check the timelines here. What's going to happen with these ships if they all stack up? Because I even may be able to take advantage of this. If I can get them to stack around here, and although they'll all set off one volley, at least I won't have so many ice fields hit me. And I don't want them to go that way. I want it to all come this way. Okay, I've missed 1 or 2. It's early days. Right, here they come. They're all stacked up, so I could rush forward now and kill them, or I can just wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. They're coming in now. So that seems to be okay. I tried pinching these before, it doesn't work. But it should be okay if I can go in now and just take them out. 3. Oh, not as good as it could have been, but it could have been a lot worse. Let that yeah, we'll let that ship come down. I don't want to take fire from that on the ice field and then take fire from that ammo carrier, so we'll let him come down out of the way a minute. I could have done that better. It'd been better to stack him in as well. I think the missile guys are going to enjoy this one. Okay, we'll go up and take this one out. Oh, is he going to turn? Oh good, that's handy. Okay, I take it we've got to take this boat out, have we? We normally do. Jeez, it looks huge when it's zoomed in. Yep, there we go. I always find it weird whether it's on this sort of like Bit that sticks up out of the water, isn't it? You have to target. Right, one last set, and that means I've got plenty of space now. What if I can encourage these boats to follow me up? We've got quite a big, obviously avoiding this, but we've got a big playing area to play with, so quite encouraged by this so far. I'm not sure this is the actual missile one or not. I mean, they're staying close together, so it probably isn't the missile. It probably is the one for the scatter fleet. I could encourage them there, I suppose, couldn't I? But let's see what they're going to do. So I suppose in the comments, question, gentlemen, ladies, whomever. Hello, Cut. How are you, mate? So, are you going, based off the information you've got so far, are you going Razoertail, or are you going to go for the Bat-Ray? That would be nice if I could get that and then just slide down and smash it, wouldn't it? Let's have a look, see if I can do that. Can I reach? Because that'll give me some indication. Yes, I can. It's not as nice as I'd like to do it, but it's not horrendous, is it? I'm not a quarter damage left. I'm not done too bad at all. For a first ever go. I've got some other ideas now, so okay, that's the first one done. How are we doing on damage? Damage seems reasonably even. I know what I've done. I made a mistake on the positioning of the ships. Okay. But we'll come over that and talk about that in a second. Well, yeah, okay, and we know we can get that a little bit better. So we will be getting down to the 2 coin without a doubt. But I could split that up probably and still make it 2 coins in the ship. 1 coin, obviously, definitely with a grease monkey. We have to take it back to dock. But I think we can do better. So not bad, to be honest. Yeah, okay. Now, what I've done, I've not been too clever, or have I? Let's have a look. I've just randomly put the ships back in. So, the CICs that are strongest, obviously, for me, is obviously, it's not the Darkwing CIC. There we go, it's the Savage. Now, for some reason, ships 5 and ship 2 seem to get more damage. Just the way it is, I don't know why. And if I put then the strongest ships, which are the ones with the Savage CICs, into ship 2 and 5 slot, then the generic fleet takes the same, roughly, across the ship, seems to take the same amount of damage. But yeah, okay, for a first ever go, that's not too bad. I quite like the target. It's different again to last month, which I like. Yeah, so here we go. It's the thing that's 9 seconds back. I can instant fix that. Clearly, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to ideally coin anything in this raid if I can help it. But there you go, it's docked, and then I can pop it up, look, and it's straight into slot number 1, and I could obviously relaunch if I wanted to, etc, etc. And the good thing is that obviously if I go back to the dock straight away, I can click instant repair, and if it's a grease monkey, you know, and that sort of stuff, then I shouldn't have 2 problems. You shouldn't need to worry about that, because obviously you can fix. But if I want to dock the res and come back out again, you know, I'm just thinking forward of the skirmish raid. The skirmishers don't hold a lot of res, so I think you're going to have to keep popping back a lot to keep your res levels up. Anyway, let me just check the position of these boats and see where we are. Quite a smooth target, not too bad. Only 3 drag carriers, which is quite decent. Let me just double check. What did I do? So I put, that's the correct one there. That is in the wrong place, and so is that. So let's go to here. Where is the ship? Let's find it. So this one is the Savage, so that's now in the correct place. And this one is the yeah, Darkwing. So just have a quick look at the fleet if you want. And so that's the flagship. I've not changed it at all. I've got 2 MDS3s on that one there, and I've really gone back to 3 of the D5 Com. Okay, and just 1 of the D6 CO. It's just because when I come to using the grease monkeys, I know the other ones have a 0 repair, but the problem is the ships take more damage, and obviously you can't get so many sets in before you have to dock, which is really annoying. And obviously you've got to repair more often. The more times you click repair, it takes longer to do it, and your grease monkey doesn't seem to last as long. Or you don't get as much battle time. That's how I feel anyway. What else did I change? Obviously I went and... Does it help? I don't know, but it gives 100 ship deflection, so I just added this in slow time. Didn't cost me anything because I wasn't using my ship fight for anything particular, so I just put that RRA armour on instead than the standard one. Apart from that, nothing different whatsoever from my previous usage. You know, this one here, obviously, because it's got the Darkwing on, I've added obviously the MDS3s. Then it's all cheaters for me. Just no more damage, just speeds things up, which is nice for scattergun mantis. And then that's the difference. Yeah, is I've just basically kept the same armors, the same stuff, added on the Savage CICs too, and then upped it obviously because you get 5%. On the speed boost, which you don't have on the CIC, so that makes it the fleet equal out at max speed for me. And I have seen some faster fleets, but movement for me, this one here is 69 across the board, so not too bad to be honest. Yeah, not too really. Rightio, let's nip out then, and let's have a look at the other target. So bear in mind, 1 hour 16 for the very first one, and that's in a 112. Let's find a 114. Have I got one close to me? Yes, I have. Okay, there's a NAST player as well. NAST is a good old alliance. I've seen them around for a little bit. I'm not sure if this is their sector. I've come to visit somebody, so I'm not sure if this is their sector I'm in, which is sector 34. So, note 1 hour 14 or whatever it was. So let's sit still again. Wow, these are all bunched up. This could be. Whoa! Look at that lot. Ye gods. Okay, so we'll definitely say the other one was the missile target. There's also nowhere to hide here, is there? Well, unless you can hide around here, maybe. I don't... Oh, you might be able to get behind there. That is a lot of ships. Wow. Oh yeah, if you can get down here, I suppose you could hide behind the rocks. So 1, 2... Same amount of Drak ammo carriers again. Let's see how they trigger. I wonder if I can bunch them up and then smash them all over in the corner. This is not going to be pretty, I don't think, for the first one. So let's see what's... right, they've already launched. Let's see if I can get away before that one actually gets to me. As I showed last time, these things here, whilst they do shoot at you, don't sit still if you're using scatters. And this is the problem when you're doing autoing, because they fire a little pellet that you can't necessarily tee too well, but you'll notice it's dropping in the water behind me. So 1, 2, 3 pellets there, 1, 2, 3 splashed in behind me. So I knocked down all his missiles, but if you just sit there on auto, those pellets are going to hit you, and they do splash damage, which is not good. So I tend to move out of the way. Now it's not too good that I've already triggered those. I'd like to trigger the lot. And that's the same effect, by the way, for the ammo carrier ships down the bottom as well. They tend to chuck a little pellet out as well if you get too close. So I don't want to get too close to this thing, unless it turns on me and does something horrendous, which it's not at the moment, but I'm going to disarm it. First, keep away from that blue ship. The old Savage Cody, but it's a slightly enhanced version. See if I can trigger some more. I don't want to kill a single ship by itself because it's just a waste. We'll figure out a pattern in a minute. I just want to look at the targets. There we go, here's some more. Now, there's no interesting ships in this lot. Yeah, again, this one here seems to have a chucking something at you as well. Yeah, this one here has also got something. There you go. Nice splash, we like that. I don't know if you caught that then, there was like 3 little splashes. I don't know if you can see that on the stream, but so far, quite content for a first run. Now, those have kept quite close to that ammo carrier, so let's see if I can kite these, which we can, and then come round and take out the ammo carrier, which is turning very nicely for me, out of the way. Taking out the ammo carrier will take out the ship next to it, which it just did. Keep away from the ammo carrier, I don't want it to get me. Oh, it did fire 1 round then, but I didn't get the horrendous corrosive thing firing at me. Got 2 ammo. Oh, the ship is coming up. It just wants to come to me, doesn't it? Flipping thing. Okay. We'll try waiting a minute and triggering all those ships. So here we've got some blooming ice fields. Let's get rid of this other carrier if we can. Which way is he going to turn? Never quite sure which way they go. So he's turning towards me. That's better. Nice. So while he's by himself, we'll show you the same thing on this one here. So here comes one of those ammunition carriers. They don't do anything per se, as you know. You all want to know that now because we've done this enough times. But when it gets through this cloud here, I'll try to show you the effect as well. So whether they do or don't carry ammo, I don't know. But what they do is they do spit, the same sort of thing as the Proto Series do. But it does fall short. Sorry, it does fall behind your ships if you're on kite mode. So if you watch behind my ship, you should notice that he's got, there you go, 1, 2, 3, like little red projectiles come out, and they land behind your boat if you're kiting. So here we go. Here's time to go and see if we can launch the lot now. If we can get up tight and trigger them without getting hit, I'll be very happy. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it because that's the first set. Okay, second set. So can I get the third set triggered? Yes. Okay, now I've got to try and encourage them to bunch. What I'm liking is the fact that these are faster than the Savage Kodiaks. So with the splash, if you can get these in front and you're just far enough away the ice fields so they don't fire at you, then you might be able to splash out some of those savages without taking any damage. So that's how I like to do it. Do them in sets. Let's see if we can do this savage, the same sort of thing. Here we go. See, that's the point there. See, that savage at the back. Then what, to get 2 ice fields off? So far so good, not doing too bad. Let's get rid of this ammo carrier if we can. He's going to turn, so he's going to be static. I'll move. Now all we've got left is savage ships, so can we get them to stack up? And then so just doing one hit. Because obviously what I'm taking is that, oh, I could probably get rid of that ship actually. Good. What I'm taking obviously is splash damage now, so if I can go around actually and get these ammo carriers out of the way, I might be able to splash out the... oh no, he's coming through already. Okay, we'll use him to take out the ammo carriers. There's one there. Now they're close together, so that might be better. Well, that did okay. So quarter health, that's not horrendous. It's like 4 sets then before a fix. That could be 40 million, couldn't it? 40 million, then a fix, do another 40 million, then a fix. Could do that twice a day. Could do that twice a day. Even better if I had a grease monkey running. Okay. Oh, I've missed something. What have I missed? Building somewhere? Oh, at the top, yeah, a little cluster of buildings. The time waster buildings, that's how I see it. Oh, there's a little cheeky little one there. Good. Okay. Damage is reasonably even. Never content with any damage, but reasonably even is something, I suppose. 114, 115 or something, didn't we say for the first one? There's never the 10 million, is it? Look at that. God, that's annoying. What did I miss? I didn't miss anything, so how come we don't get the full amount? Oh, man. So docking that with a grease monkey, that would obviously, you know, be 2 coins for a set. 4 coins for a set, then if you're not. 4 coins for a set, okay, hang on then, 4 coins for a set, 4 coins for 10 million, 40 coins for 100 million, so it's going to be 40 coins, $2.99, $2.50, something like that. Does that sound about right for the guys over there in the States? 50 coin, yeah, basically, isn't it? By the looks of it then, if it continue on that mode. I don't know, you tell me if you think that's a good deal, I'm not really sure. But yeah, okay. Not bad for first go, but I'm certainly not going to fix them. Steel heads, it doesn't make a difference whether you let them run down or fix them straight away. I suppose I could go back, do the 3 minutes, and then bring them back out again, but I'm just going to do this stream, and I'll just keep going to the... Hey Mike, how you doing? So it's 40 coins, use $4, is it, mate? Okay. I'm not really sure how. Our exchange rates are different, so it's not really straightforward for us anymore. It used to be very, very even, but it's a bit awkward now to work out. But that would basically be 50 coins, so hang on a minute, what would that be if you were just going to go for the worst cost for here in the UK? Oh, that's $4.99 then, so that's, okay, $4.99, so whatever that is in English, I don't know, $3.75, something like that. So you're going to get all the new ships for basically that price. You know, I'm not flipping selling the stuff and that sort of stuff, but I've had worse. But then again, we are the last. We are in the last one of the last of this raid set, and it's, you know, it's certainly dragged on. So, you know, and I know they want people to get these ships to go forward into a new raid set where they want to reset the bar and start afresh. So it's not too bad. Hello James, how you doing, mate? And I know that's your real name because I asked you before. Right, okay. I'm not going to fix those. Let's have another look. What's the level 100? Is that a... Explain to me what the level 100 is. Is that some sort of blitzing target or something? I can't remember, to be honest. 112 is one thing. It probably is a blitzer, isn't it, to be honest? 112, 112, targets. 112, 114. Oh look, I've got a couple of those random chests now, and I have no idea what's going to be in them. It's really annoying that you know, you can do the 112s, 114s, that sort of stuff. But obviously, you used to be able to do the 110s, 108s, 104s, and that sort of stuff, and then you could decide what you want to get. Now it's all random again. Oh, that's why, because the 110s is one of the old ones. No, of course it is. I wonder if I can find a 104. Should we go back to have a quick look at that takes us right back to the beginning of the raid series, isn't it? Let's see if I can't even remember what the targets looked like, but let's see if it's any easier on our ships now. Now that we've, you know, I've got all the cheetah scout guns and all that sort of stuff. Maybe we do a 104 and we'll go back and do the original series. We've got enough time. It's not much damage. How long are we doing? 32 minutes so far. Not too bad. We're only going to do an hour, so like I say, it's an intro to it. So. Let's go back and remind myself what one of these looks like. I can't remember if this is the one with the big set at the top, or it's the... No, it's not. It's a small set there. Ah, yeah. Oh, I didn't like this one. Darn. Okay. However, so 1 Pro 2... 3, 4, 4, 5, yeah, 5, okay. Ah, this is the one where I wanted to race ahead, that was it. Take out him first. Remember these came out and we couldn't work out which countermeasures to use, you remember that? And we were like swapping between flipping, 1 minute it was, you know, 1 minute it was one countermeasure, next minute it was another countermeasure, and then no one to see, this is what I quite like, is taking out this, should take out the ship behind, yes it does, that's what I like about scatters. We should be able to chase those ships down. Yeah. I lost my train of thought then. It's funny looking back at older targets. So I don't think this is as nice as the new target now, to be honest. Let's get that one out of the way because that should kill off that. Yeah, it does. That's nice. We'll get that one out of the way as well. It's always good to try to exit an ice field before the next one forms if you can. Can we get these to stack up? No, they're going to split. You annoying devils. I hate the stacking effect of those ice fields. It's awful. Interesting to see what this is going to end up at. So 2 minutes, sorry, 2 hours and 3 minutes, wasn't it? Let's see what this is going to end up at once I've done this. Thinking about it while we're doing this, so the total time was 2 hours and 3 minutes. That would definitely indicate to me that the first target, as it's always been for me, the The missile target I do take a bit more damage in, which seemed to be the first one, the 112, and the scatter one I generally take less damage in, which is clearly the case because it was obviously 1 hour 15, 16 or whatever it is, and then it was 2 hours 3, so it was 10 minutes, 20 minutes, sorry, less. Sorry, 10 minutes less, wasn't it? Overall. But it would have been 2 hours 23 or something like that, so 20 minutes overall saving total. Are we nearly there? One thing I've noticed as well, do you remember the early raid set? Look, this set doesn't have any turrets. Just the ship thing to kill. They seem to have gone up and up on the turrets, they've done them. They're quite spread out, Carl, so you're noticing that the target's quite far away. Yeah, see there's time wasting for... Don't we have to kill this thing in this one? Well, it seems not. Obviously maybe we didn't in the early days. Well, that killed it with 2 volleys as well then, so that's not too bad. Okay. Yeah, so you didn't have to then back then. You didn't have to kill this ship. So that's showing progression, isn't it? So you didn't have to kill it, and then you did have to kill it, and then you had to kill it, and then kill some buildings, and then you had to kill it, some buildings, and some turrets. That's interesting. Right, the question was damage, wasn't it? So 2 hours and 3 minutes, and oh, can't be free. There we go. Repair 50 minutes. But is that the missile one or is that the other one? So that's a 104, isn't it? Blitz, tier 8. No, we don't want those. We want to have a look at one of the older ones again. So targets. So 104. It's the 106 next, isn't it? Let's go and have a little look at 106. Is this the one with the big group at the top? I hope it is, because that was fun to do. I quite like doing that one. Oh, does killing the buildings cost you some points? That's a good point, Mike. I don't know. I mean, you have to kill the turrets. It doesn't let you exit the target, but maybe it does. I've never looked at that. I will over the next couple of days. I'll just do the things that you have to. I mean, it doesn't let you time out. Yeah, this is the big group at the top. Right, so I used to have a funny way of doing this one, and that was when I realised that you had to kite everything. So I was tending to come up here and then picking off this first one here as I do a run by, and then you've got to be pointing in the right direction. Then popping up and trying to get that one, and then popping back down and trying to get that one, and then those two if I can. This is where you hear I'm a massive clicker when it comes to playing these sort of games. And that's without obviously this one firing on you. So try and get ahead so it doesn't cause an ice field. There we go. And then we can run up hopefully to get this ship here. And then this one before it turns south on you. And obviously kills you. And then all I was doing, I was going right the way around the top, killing this one here. Because by the time they get that far, in general terms, they've passed that horrible corrosive field. I mean, this isn't very pretty. I'm just giving you a general idea of what I used to do. That should splash out that carrier. Yeah, it does. Well, not quite. The only reason I used to do this is because obviously, early on the raid you need to get so many items and that sort of stuff. Later on the raids you don't need so much stuff, but it was all about getting as many points as I possibly can with the Grease Monkey. So you did take more damage, but you got more use out of your Grease Monkey. So it's a trade-off really, and I don't want to sit here for hours on end. Not pretty, but that's the way I sort of did it. No buildings again to worry about. That ship is the big ones down the bottom. Hadn't had to touch it. Anyway, okay. So there's another a bit more, just 5 million then, because obviously I just didn't get the bonus, but I'll worry about that tomorrow. So 2 sets, yeah. So it's very similar, isn't it? So that proves the fact. So that's literally just double the time, give or take a minute. So although that drive wasn't the prettiest, but the general concepts, and that's 8 coins for 2 sets, isn't it? If it was so, in retrospect, then actually that just increases the sort of like confidence that from raid set 1 right through now to the last raid set, the damage across the target types are pretty even, or that's how I think it is. Okay, so should we try something different? Should we try a different one? Should we go down to some lower targets? What do you want to see next? What are we on now? 41 minutes. I've got 20 minutes at all. We can bring out some other stuff, some phoenixes. Did I get rid of the Apollos? Yeah, I think I recycled those. I did actually do the little deal for the Apollos the other day. Let's just recall those and stick them on to fix. Let's pick out something else. Go down into, make sure that other stuff's alright. We can probably pull out some phoenixes, I think. Probably do some 60s or something like that. If it can do 60s, I can't remember. I'll wait till they land and I'll use the same crew because I don't think it's run out. Should be here in a second. I don't think I've got the Apollos left anymore. I think I've got rid of them. I only bought them just to confirm that we could do the 41s with the purchase item, and it did work. So let me just slam those in there for a second and let them fix. It doesn't matter what order. I'll let them fix on the quiet, and then later on this afternoon I'll have a play with properly. Right, there's the flagship. Nope, that's a Skyfire. Where are the rest of the Phoenixes? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Okay. So my Phoenixes are slightly different, like I said, and I did this from from day 1. So with the loads of Phoenix tokens I had at the time, I utilised the obviously up in the missiles and used the Predator missile. And I haven't really changed much else. Everything else was pretty standard, but I managed to get these quite a bit faster. And by doing that, I think I got the combat speed. Sorry, the damage is about the same, but I managed to get the combat speed up by obviously putting the S on as well. It just makes them a little bit stronger. So these things are running, yeah, slower than Manticores, but it doesn't really matter too much. 47 and 50, so they turn quite reasonable as well. No macros today, mate. No macros at all, not for this time. Tokens equal coins. Hello Venom, you're right, mate. No, I don't intend to coin this raid at all if I can help it. There's not much I want. I literally just want to get the stuff for next time. So we've got 6 days. I'm just going to take my time. A couple of sets, 2 or 3 sets a day, and that's me. I'm not going to do any more than that. I'll burn off a Grease Monkey probably, or I may not even use one at all. I'm not sure. Anyway, what is the hit down multiplier? That's a good thing to test, isn't it? So I'm a level, what did it say? 132, 129 on the base, but 132 and a bit. 132 and a half according to that. Yeah, so let's have a look at the 60 set and what don't I get. So what does it say it's worth, and then what do I actually receive? So look, I'm nearly on 15 million. Let's just call it 15 million less, what, 388. Okay, so let's take a 60 set. Let's see what it's worth, and let's see what I receive. So 63 there, 65 there. 65. Oh, I'll find another one in a minute. So let's look at the 65 first. Let's look at the info. Doesn't really tell you much. Yeah, boring stuff, really, to be honest. Let's try it, and let's see if we can knock out a 60 set and see what points a level 100X gets. Ah, these are the ones that people hate, because sometimes the buildings, which have already blown up, blow up and then they end up blowing their ships up, don't they? Normally that one there, well, not normally, but sometimes occasionally you'll go in and that building there and those buildings there haven't blown up, and then all of a sudden they do a big boom effect and kill off things like skyfires and stuff like that. Now, slightly different concept with these ones, because I can hopefully outrange them. Can't remember. Actually, skyfires do very well in here, because the chain effect works exceptionally well. Now, I can't do anything with this because it's going to outrange me whether I like it or not. So I am going to take damage there. However, I can probably mitigate any damage from that one, which I can. And that's the only target that really should cause me any pain, I think. Drak ammo carriers I can outrange, and technically I can outrange those as well. So obviously, because the missiles fire much further than the scatters. Nice. That's the advantage of having stingers on. And a bit of retargeting. Boom. Thank you. I suppose there was no hit down multiplier. I could quite easily just smash a few of these targets out while my manties are fixing between tier 8s. This ammo carrier is fixed. Let's not go around the back and get myself trapped. Let's go at the front. I have to say, a couple of predators, if you happen to have the tokens, you know, really, really helpful. And then even better still, the wow, nice. Ooh, what's the speed up one for the missile? Don't know. I don't build this amount. I can't remember. It's not the Predator missile. It's cheaters for scatterguns. Good lord, what's the other one called? Can't remember. Anyway, you could use the faster missiles and make the fleet even quicker. So that was a 65. Let's look for a 63, which I think it was this one. Well, that's a 65. It's over here, 63. Somebody tell me what the name of the missile is. Epic music, mate. I thought I'd do a quiet one today. I know I normally do some really corny music, isn't it? Which is the free stuff you get from YouTube. But I just thought I'd do it subtle and quiet. I should check the damage, shouldn't I? In fact, let's go back out. Let's just see if I can... would that be an instant fix in dock? I don't know. So the points, sorry. So just a little bit over, what's it, so 300 and what? 330, something like that. So it's about 300,000 anyway. Let's call it 300,000. What was the damage for that repair? 8 minutes. So that would be an instant fix in the dock. That's okay. That's a reasonable way to plug away. Let's have a little look at this. That isn't so bad. Need to find a 61 as well. Well, we'll see in a second. I can't remember the total price. So 300k. Hello, Bill. How you doing? Anxious for the raid? No, not at all. I don't get anxious about anything. I might get frustrated. I might get concerned. I don't get anxious. It is what it is. You know, I can't change it. So I can whinge, but I can't change it. Oh, I quite like this target. Be nice to see the end of these pop-up flipping scourge things, won't it? Come on then, let's have these speedy flipping... I can probably trap them behind the gates and that sort of stuff, but I don't see the point in that. Let's just go and kill off this goddamn horrible thing. So I suppose the benefit also of using the singers is because I've got more damage than what they've got, then I can kill them faster, particularly, which means they're going to push out less ice fields, which means I'm going to take less ice field damage. So I suppose that's a benefit. Would it be really nice to do all 3 of these targets and still get instant fix, or thereabouts? Bear in mind I've only got 8 minutes damage so far. So we can get roughly up to half an hour, can't we? So let's keep away from that thing before it starts spewing stuff at us. Tell I'm not used to driving these ones. Wow. Okay. Is that it? Yeah, it is. Just that little group left. Radio. So we'll get to this drag ammo carrier quickly. Oh, I forgot it stuns the things as well. Excellent. One, two. Should be able to sit still for this one. Yep. So 15299. Let's just call it 300k. We'll go back and look at the points table because I can't remember whether it was a hit down multiplier effect or not. Is somebody there to double check? Ah, hey Hefe, how you doing, mate? You alright? Is that after hit down multiplier effect, or is that just what it says? Yeah, that's 200k, as you were saying, Hefe. Yeah. So there we go, 200k, and a little bit. It's more than that, isn't it? In the notes, if I remember rightly. For somebody a low level, I'm not really sure. So it's full value. So there is no multiplier. Ooh, that's interesting. 61. So I'm ready. So why is there no close? I mean, I'll tell you why there's no close ones, because I'm in a dead sector. That's why. Ah, that doesn't help, I suppose. Okey-dokey. Event TS6 and 61. There's one where, God, it's miles away. Well, 24 seconds away. Good. So no hit down is confirmed. That's very handy to know. I must admit, I didn't read it in the notes. They didn't say whether it did or it didn't. So, or did it say? And I just didn't take a notice. I have to say, for the TFC show this time, I just, because there was so much discussion, and still there is, about hull A, hull B, what are we going for, and that sort of stuff, I didn't actually put any slides in about the normal, you know, Alpha World starts this and Bravo starts that sort of stuff, you know, and you can only see 10 of your friends and all that rubbish. I see, I've done it again. I should have looked at how much the damage, shouldn't I? Let me have a little look. 8 minutes something was the start. Jeff, shh, don't say anything. Do you think they forgot? Oh no, don't do that. Why did it end up back in my base? Stop doing that. That's weird. Why did it end up back in my base? I should have just exited. So it's 8 minutes, and now it's... Why have I taken so much extra? 8 minutes, now it's 26. Okay, well that's still roughly instant fix. It always seems the middle target of a set seems to give you the most pain. I don't know why that is, but... Oh, X38, there's X35X again, sorry. It's another fairly old alliance. They've been around a while as well. It's quite a low ID, low, you know, only 102, but it's quite a low level ID. I haven't seen them around for a long time. They're a big alliance, but at least I see they're still going, which is nice. Yeah, interesting. Should be able to pick these off quite nicely. This is really designed for missile ships, isn't it? No bunching. So these bottom ones will probably race ahead in a minute if I ain't careful, so let's just get rid of them early. Oh, they're probably going to turn on me if I aren't careful. If I aren't careful? That's not very good Queen's English, is it? If I'm not careful. Oh, that was nice. Got a retarget off that one. I like that. Only one ice field. That's pleasing to see. So yeah, it was nice that we were able to fit these missiles onto these and give this fleet a second lease of life. You know, I've quite enjoyed it, and I've used it quite a bit for collecting titanium and, you know, driving these to get the 85s and using my Skyfires, you know, because I've got those as well to do the auto on the 85s. These have been quite fun. I've used these in quite a few TLCs now as well, so I'm sure they're about to have had their day, but you know, I refitted them. It didn't cost me anything, so I was quite content really. The refitting wasn't the end of the world because I just did it in between using up tokens, so it was basically instant as long as I had the res. Oh, you've got Apollos. Oh, did I recycle those Apollos? I'm not buying another set. We'll pop in and have a look at a 41 just to make sure there is nothing different, but if we can find one. Right, there we go. So let's see the progress. It was basically, yeah, so there we go. So it's interesting actually, the 65, which you take far less damage, which gives you the 300, where the 63 gives you 200 and the 61 gives you 100. Okay, the 61's nice to do and mess around. We'll look at the damage in a minute. It was 26 minutes then, wasn't it? But actually for damage versus, and there's no hit down, damage versus you know, points return, the 65 seems the better one. You know, you've got one Apollo. You're just winding me up. Oh dear. You're going to tell me he's got no weapons in a minute. I've got one Apollo and it's got a BB gun on it or something. Right, okay, where are we for damage on this fleet? Let's have a look. 31, so that was 3 minutes. Alright, so yeah. Why did 63 take so much damage? Is it my driving? I don't know, that's crazy, isn't it? 8 minutes on the first one, you know, that was, you know, six odd minutes, and the second one was like 25 minutes or whatever it was. That's weird. Come on then, let's see if we can find a 40 something Carava. God only knows where it'll be in here. Or should we kill these off and then do a really big stupid target and see if they survive? I managed to do a 83 I think it was last time, or an 85 or something. Only just, but I did manage to do it. Anyway, what am I looking at bounty? Why does it even say bounty? I don't know. Right, tier 5. Is there a oh, there is one close. If someone's hitting them, I won't hit because that's a bit naughty. Ah, there's no one there. Good. Okay. If somebody's already started, I feel a bit wrong stealing their targets. Last time I managed to hit a couple of these with, I thought we'll dig them out and hit them with the Skyfires. Yeah, I agree, Mike. The good thing about these, I suppose, you can do a couple of hits, go back out because it is charge armor, and then probably fix constantly on the water, and then go back in again, sort of stuff. You know, that didn't attack, did it? Let's have a look, see if there's any difference. I don't think, I very much doubt they've done anything. I can't remember the 60 sets the same because I only do one each time for the raid. So, okay, you tell me whether that looks the same or not. I'm not sure. Without looking at my previous video, I wouldn't know. There are no nasty ships, which is nice. So there's no ice fields, apart from a little bit of splash damage on these things. We should be okay. Let's get a bit closer. Let that one catch up. Might be able to retarget. Go on, a bit more. There we go. Nope, not quite. Oh, he's coming to me. Oh, go away. That was better. That's how I wanted him to retarget. Speed little devil. See, they're still chucking those pellets out. I don't know if it's just a visual, they actually don't do any damage. There you go, 1, 2, 3 pellets there on the floor. But when I noticed, I only noticed it before when I was using these, that, you know, because there's Phoenixes and Skyfires, they do that little light up thing when they take damage. They don't necessarily, they absorb it because obviously they're the charge armor, but that's interesting. These ammo carriers then don't have any rings around them, so are they just there for visual because they're not actually refeeding the other ships? Because it's normally if the other ships are inside the ring, then they get fed and reloaded. That doesn't seem to be the case here. I'm also outranging them, so that's not too bad. Total was this, wasn't it? Wasn't it 20 plus 10 bonus is 30 was the total? I think that's what it was. I mean, a set bonus for a single target, which is bizarre, but they give you a set bonus. I don't know why they don't just give you the points of the target and forget about a set bonus. But I'm not quite close enough, am I? Here we go. Okay. So it's just the new ones. Okay. There we go. How are we doing? Let's have a look. Yeah, so that says 20, doesn't it? 20k awarded there. Okay, thanks for that. And then there's your 30 for your total. So, hey, not doing bad, you know. We've just been messing around. We're up to what? Well, that's an hour. Okay. 16 million points for messing around and taking my time. I'm generally quite happy with that. I probably didn't take any damage that one. What was the total time now? We're still around, yeah, 33 minutes. Okay. Well, that's just a couple of minutes each shift, isn't it? And a bit of instant afterwards, so that's reasonable. I think if I did last time, I think Skyfire ended up doing quite well. As in, I think I was autoing 60s with the Skyfire until they were basically dead, and then just going back and as Hefe's he's in chat now, as said, you just fix the flagship, forget the rest, don't worry about it. I mean, if your flagship dies because you've lost it, and your other ships take a bit more if they go down below that 75 health range, don't fix the darn things. Let's fix the flagship only, then go in and hit at res, you know, like that 41 there, and just sit in the corner quickly, let the flagship boost the health of the other ones, you know, even if it's just put one of the ships in at a time, let the flagship do the boosting, and then exit, and then hopefully like you'll be instant flickering your flagship, and you just keep popping in and doing that. You know, it's another way of getting almost not necessarily a free fix, but definitely a cheaper fix. It does make a massive difference. Same for the Buccaneers when you do Buccaneer targets. It does make a big difference. Yeah. Anyway, just a thought. So I'm never quite sure why people actually go, oh yeah, look at this cost of that. It's cost me this much on my Skyfires, and you know, well, it only costs you, you know, the flagship. The other ones will just go back to 75% health anyway. Pretty quick and pretty easy. Right. Anything else you want to see before I log off and go and do something less boring instead? I don't think we're in a place where I need to particularly pick anything up. I can't obviously get the whole yet, because I think that's the first thing you have to claim. Or do you claim from the top and the bottom to the bottom to the top? I don't know. Let's have a look. Prizes. Locked. No, so you go down the chart. So instead of going up the chart, you've got to go down the chart. Because I've got 16, I can't collect. So it's definitely get the whole first. Oh yeah, look, it's got a drop arrow there, look. Visually it's quite good actually. I don't know if I've got graphic accelerate on, I'm not sure. But looks half decent. Very simplistic and that sort of stuff. So it's still a left and right ladder and that, but they are saying, yes, you're locked out. Bear in mind then, we still don't have the perfect targets for these yet, because we are sort of a bit ahead. There's a peak video which I kept stopping and looking, you know. For me personally, I think I'll go Razoertail, and like I said first, and only reason is I think at work I can probably auto, once I work out which one it is, the Razoertail target, i.e. the one that does clusters, and then I can come back and drive better the other one, whereas I don't think you'll be able to auto as well the Bat-Ray target and then come back and drive the scatter one. Well, that's my stupid logic behind it anyway. And I like the cavitation effect of the Razoertail one, because that means then no matter whether it is sub or not, it'll always, you know, yes, you're going to be in range, but you're going to be able to see, you know, subs coming up. Whether people decide then to use other variants of weapons, that's up to them. In fact, I'm in live again. I can show you what I'm going to build. That's a good idea. Let's go back into the dock, because I think I've saved the build already. What I'm doing. Maybe we can finish off with that, I suppose, couldn't we? The raid leader has 600. What? Are you telling me someone's already blitzed their way up to a gazette? I mean, what does that cost? I mean, it's been going an hour. Oh my god. Look at these points. There are some crazy people out there. I just... They want the skins, I suppose. This is going to be really interesting. Where the heck is this going to end up? I mean, it's nuts. So, place 100. Okay, that's sort of where I expect. I mean, I could have been there. Yeah, we've been chatting and talking. So that's easily doable, and that's, you know, fine, no problem at all. You can do that quite easy. Just go and smashing a couple of assets. Don't mind that. Somewhere in the middle. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, it's around here, isn't it? In fact, 9, isn't it? Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, 50k. That doesn't surprise. 50 million. Sorry, that doesn't surprise me at all. That is just nuts. I think that's really funny. You're mental. Right, yeah. Ren's got a really good video out, just for your interest, on his look. I'm not saying that's the ship he's going to take first, but he's got a really good Razoertail video, which sort of leads on from our live show that we had midweek, and which, fortunately for us, followed an hour after, obviously, Kickside Zone BP Live as well. So, putting all those things together, you know, you sort of give a rough flavour, and using their preview video, which I did sort of ask for last month, and I'm really pleased they did one, because I said people need to see a little clip of the, you know, this can do this and this can do this, and if you've got this hull, it'll, you know, like the cavitation thing, it'll make the ship come up and that sort of stuff, because people need to know that sort of stuff. You can't have an informed choice otherwise. You can't see the whole target. I haven't seen the whole targets, that sort of stuff, but at least they're giving us a rough idea. And I miss the old proper preview videos. That was really important. So at least now, you know, we're getting the whole now, but we've had a sneak peek at it. We've had plenty of descriptions from different people, and you know, they actually came on, and I liked Wrong Thinker's, you know, bizarre way of doing it. You know, his zoom in, let's go and look at the whiteboard, but he actually showed the, you know, the way the the mortars fired from the, you know, the drag ship, and how you could possibly avoid them and not have to worry about maybe so many counters on your own ships and that sort of stuff. But so, you know, there's various different things. What's this? Oh yes, so we was messing around with these things here, so let's have a look at a hull load. And where did I save it? Razoertail, there we go. Nope, wrong one. Razoertail, there. So this isn't what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and that sort of stuff, but this is the way I'm thinking of going. I'm not 100% sure, but in general terms, yeah, as they said in their stream, obviously in the preview, this rocket was rubbish, basically, and that's the whole idea of previews. You know, is it performing as well as other things in the game? You know, and that's what the preview is all about. Well, basically the answer was no. It was not performing anywhere near as well as the twin fire rocket that we put on our dragons and that sort of stuff. So actually we looked at this, and then we did a comparison between this and the twin fires, and the twin fires just outperformed it hands down, and then basically everyone complained, and it's nice to see now that this has the same sort of spread. It's got a bit more splash, it's got an extra salvo, and reload times back up there. So this is now really, yeah, it is, it's the go-to rocket, you know, quite like it. Mine's a little bit different to other people, so I've got I'm going to do yeah, highly like there's a flagship coming. It's quite common with these, but I am probably going to do 5. This might look at my build time, it's 15 days and that stuff. Probably do my best to go for 5, even if the 5th one's light, just because the cav effect. If I end up putting less rockets on a couple of ships, then it's getting the subs up is what I want. But I've got to mix that off with the lack of, obviously, ability to kill things quickly, so it's a trade-off as ever. Whether I end up going for explosive system, or where I go you know, and change that, and I end up flipping down and going instead of explosive system. Where is she? There she is, down there. You know, you can go for a combustion system instead. You know, I could increase the spread, and then obviously you get a little bit more, you know, 74% splash instead. Some people are thinking about the hydrodynamic shells, you know, because yeah, it increases your sonar range, but I think we're going to have enough sonar range anyway. But obviously you can hit under the water at 80-odd%, you know, if you're R15, which is quite nice to do. You know, 80-odd%, you know, as it says there, like this one doesn't hit underwater, but obviously using explosive shells, then obviously 80-odd%, I'm sure Hefe will correct me, but it's probably somewhere around about, yeah, 23k and that sort of stuff, you know. So you're going to have a good effect whether you get in or not. Remember, the cavitation field range is not quite as good as the rocket range, so you've got to sort of like get them a little bit closer. So 68, you're not going to get a huge long range. What did we say the cavitation field was? Is it the special? Sonars look at up to 140. That's simply because obviously I've added some other items as well. There's the 60 on that sonar range there, on that wave dive warheads. But in the cavitation field, which is probably in the special abilities because it's quite large, cavitation, there we go, cav strength 200, and the range is 75. So actually, yeah, what's the point of, are you thinking you have to wait for the cav effect lift the ships? Yeah, that's a playoff, I suppose, isn't it? If you manage to kill them quicker on 80%, and actually lose one of these specials and put the hydrodynamics on instead, that'll be interesting. I can see the logic in doing it. I don't know whether it's going to be better or not. Yeah. I actually thought I'd play with this Reckonite. Apparently it's working now, and obviously it's supposed to reduce the reload effect, and I thought it might be quite handy if I put 3 of those on 3 ships. So 1 on each ship, that's for 3, to reduce the reload effects, just to make sure one actually hits, because it's not got a huge salvo, it's only got 5. The reload time's quite quick, and it's got the same range, so that's quite handy. It does do a bit of damage, so I'm gaining in some respects there. But if I do manage to slow the reload down, and it's 25%, then that's got to be a bonus. And on the other 2 ships, as you've just mentioned there, I'm going to put lockdown rockets as well. Because if I manage to hit down with a lockdown rocket, so I'll literally just swap that one there, and then I'll go find the lockdown rocket. Rockets, he says. Where are they? At the top. Yeah. So and then I'll go and grab the lockdown rocket itself, which doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but that doesn't really matter so much. It's the fact that it does the combat speed reduction 75. So when things are or you're trying to kite, or things are trying to run past you, which is more likely the opposite target, which is probably going to be the Bat-Ray target, then with a bit of luck you'll be able to slow them down and then kill them off as quick as possible. So, you know, I'm not changing any of the firepower so much. Yes, I use a little bit because I'm switching from that one, but all the rest of them are identical, you know. And I'll probably put, the lockdown rocket one in slot 1, and then another one probably in slot 3, and then the other ones across the mix, because if I do lose a ship, it'll probably be ship 5 that dies first, I'm guessing. Or shall I put lockdown rocket on ships probably 2 and 5, because then when the flagship, I take it there is one, comes out, I've not lost a lockdown rocket, I can just go straight in and probably go full power all weapons, I'm guessing. Don't know, interesting. Other people are doing some other stuff as well. I saw Ren's video, I had a quick sneak peek on it, and there was something he was using. I can't remember what it was. Oh no, it wasn't this. It was a depth charge. So watch this one here. Not so good a range. Remember 74 range then for the chronic depth charge. Extinguishes enemy fire fields, and the cryo stuff is classed as that, and it creates its own as well. So you can sort of like negate some stuff and actually cause some damage for them as well, but you can extinguish some of their fields. So yeah, it's a little play on things. I think he's going to have a little play with that himself. I'm not going to myself, but I'm intrigued to see where he goes with it. Little ideas. So it always pays to have a look at some of the older weapon systems. That's basically what we're saying. Yeah, that's about it. So that's basically where I'm going. I'm going to keep for the moment and see how it goes on the 2 of the Gale 3s. Whether I need to put Gale 3s on. What if I change that to Gale 2? What's the build time? So what did we say that was? Sorry, 15 hours and 5. I think I've got an officer on for this, but I'm not sure. And it's notional, isn't it? I've got plenty of weight and I've got plenty of them. So okay, 4 hours. I suppose across that's 20 hours, isn't it? Across a fleet of 5, you know. But yeah, I'll probably go with, you know, you've got a bit more accuracy. You get a bit more explosive defense as well. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I, just for saving a couple of hours, whether I drop down to that, because explosive defense is 5% obviously off of that one there, and explosive defense obviously for this one here then is 10%. So I would probably stick to that, to be honest. I've still got plenty of play around in there. Some people might not like all this armour. You know, I've seen some of these builds that are up in 18, 19 days because people are going at other things. Highly recommend, and funnily enough there is 5 in this raid. You get the hydraulic resistors. We can mitigate an awful lot of explosive. It's quite difficult in the skirmish to mitigate concussive damage. So there's a nice giveaway really. Yes, they're a little bit slower, but from the video we've seen, most of their targets seem to come to you, so you haven't got to go chasing them as bad as what we've just had to in this current raid set. So I don't think you need to drive as quick. Well, that's what I'm banking on. So I'm going to take advantage of this. Yes, there are faster engines out there now, but I think I would rather have that concussive defense boost, which is helping an awful lot. Because I mean, what are we at defense-wise now? Yeah, I mean I'm down in 97s. Look, so There we are. See, just by changing that one, it was probably 97 point something, but I'm 98, and it's a little bit more than that actually, to be honest. But if I take this one off, then, well, it actually says it's the same, so it must be a point percentage and that sort of stuff. So, but anyway, that's what I'm going for. I've used it before. I know it definitely works, and why not? There is a newer engine. I haven't actually got. Yes, I have. I've got a couple in there. Explosive one. That's the one that came out obviously recently, which is, there's no drama with it. But I don't think you need the explosive protection unless you're going to go and sit under tons and tons of incoming mortars and that sort of stuff. I don't think it's required for this ship personally. I'd rather go the other way and use the hydraulic resistors. Anyway, okay, we're done, finished. Enjoy your raid. I hope that was helpful. Put a comment down below, you know, if you're watching this afterwards. Put a like if you like it. If there's something I've missed, please obviously mention it. I'll do another quick hour or something like that during the weekend, so if anything I haven't mentioned, then I will obviously pick it up. Got to look at this scoreboard again, just for a laugh. That's amazing. We'll finish on that, shall we? Then, yeah, how funny. Then obviously we'll pick up the weekend. We're going to have obviously the open mic on Saturday night. Hefe's got his show on Friday night and that sort of stuff. So you know, get as much information. Be a sponge at the moment. Get as much information as you can. I think for a change, this is probably the first time we're going into a raid set in quite some time with a reasonable amount of information, and we've never got enough. We always want more. But you know, at least you've got something. We've got a bit of a preview video. I'd like to believe them. I'm not saying I don't believe them, but I like to believe them that actually choosing A versus B, you know, is only due to the fact that you like to drive in this way, or you'd like to do this and that sort of stuff, you know. And it's not that this hull is better. They're trying to say that if you choose A, it's because your driving style, once you've killed this target and that target in the set, you're almost going to get the same amount of damage as if you had the same amount of skill and you drove hull B from the two targets. I'm not saying you would get the same amount of damage. What I'm saying is you would, if you had the same skill set but went the other way, you know. So it's based on your skill set, and then from there, you know, what do you want to do? Do you want to get both sets? Personally, I'm probably not going to bother. We've only got 3 months worth. Let's just see what else is out there. I don't really know. If we've got nothing else to build in that shipyard, then fine. My problem is PvP Refractory is definitely going to be hitting us soon. I can see an upgrade in the OP coming. I don't think I'm going to have enough build time, because I want to use both my shipyards for sorting out the PvP stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts. The random ramblings of TSM as ever. Like I said, thanks very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and no cheesy music this time. So if that's a positive, put a comment down below, and subscribe if you want, and you'll obviously you know, get all the notifications and then pop-ups, and yeah, pop on in again, and we'll have a chat. Okay, take care. Thanks very much.